Hello, this is Julie with JulesOfTyler, and today I'm going to do a tutorial, and it is going to be a flip with pockets. This is something that you do not have to do it this way. You can always just use washi tape, fabric, or paper, but this is something I make with the paper, and I include the little hinge on here. So that you don't have to add, tape or anything, and you just can glue on the corner of your page, or you can just glue anywhere on your page for a flip. So I'm going to show you what I have. I didn't do sewing on everything. I think it looks great without sewing. So it just would be up to you. There's two different styles. I have the styles with the pockets on the side, and then I have them up on top. And this is just one that I'd made, and it's just a pocket only, and that's all that is. But anyway, this one right here, I have a little bit of Holly Hobby, and it's the wrapping paper, and I cut that out, and I put that on some cardstock and a little bit of vintage lace, and I have a ticket and just a little cutout of some I guess it's some kind of, I don't know, doily that I had. I do not remember. Got a little vintage rickrack. And there's your pocket right here. And if you turn over, what I did on this one, I added another pocket. So you can put other things in here. Or you can leave the pocket out and just have a big, huge writing space. Of course, you can write on the back of this, or you can fold up some plain paper so that you can have extra writing paper right there. And then I put that little cat from Holly Hobby too on there. And the other one that's a lot like it, this was a greeting card, and I put that on to scrapbook paper, and I have these little scallop cutouts of postcards and a little tag. And then I put a little birthday party invitation on the side. In the back, I put a pocket on this with some rickrack, tickets, and a little vintage playing card. This one here, instead of the pocket being on the side, I've stuck it up here on the top so that you can put any kind of tag up here. This is just a plain one here. I didn't sew or do anything on here. And then I put a pocket on the front. And on the back, I did the same exact thing on there. And just a little bit of rickrack and some little daisies and scrapbook paper. And then I have a vintage reader, I think from the 30s, maybe the 20s. And I put those pictures on there. Here is another one. This is a little cute reader from the late 30s, I believe, maybe early 40s. And this one I put on music paper, like I did on the other one. Pockets up at the top. And this one I fussy cut out, the little children. And then I got me a piece of scrapbook paper, and I've got the little, fancy scissors that do all kinds of different cuts. So I cut some scrapbook paper out and put it in a little triangle, and then I had a border punch, and I put that on the side. And on the back side, I did not put a pocket on there, and I just put a cutout. This is a little reader. It was Winky the monkey, and so he had these little twins, and then they had a little brother, and then we cannot leave out Winky the monkey. He's pretty silly. I'd never heard of this, and I found that book, and it was the cutest thing. It wasn't in good condition, the book. Of course, I don't tear up books unless they are, usually in bad condition. But anyway, it was a real cute book. So I've cut out many, many pictures of the little children, which are just so cute. I love their little faces. It's completely different than the 50s books, your little golden books and your little elf books. But I love the look. So anyway, I did that. Have a little writing space front and back. So you can put pockets or no pockets, just whatever you want to do. And this other one I've shown you before in another video. And this was just a using some fabric squares that I had cut out and some rickrack. And I put the little, flip on the side. And then just a writing space on the back. And there you go. There's just a card there. Okay, so the first one I'm going to show you how to do is this one right here. Okay. And let me move this aside. Okay, what I used on this one is just some hand-dyed paper. And you can use book pages, music pages. Oh gosh, that's probably about it. Oh, if you have any old documents, you'll probably have to glue them down with a glue stick or something because they'd probably crack, and they still may crack, so I didn't even attempt that. Okay, the first thing we're going to do here, let me get a cutter. And what I like to do is go ahead and make the hinge. And the hinge, I usually make about 3/4 of an inch. You do not have to do that. You can make it an inch, you can make it less, whatever you want to. And so I either get my little scorer out or I get my little cutter out, and I just go about 3/4 of an inch, and I press down lightly. It's pretty deep, this little crease where it cuts, so don't get too carried away because it will cut your paper. And then I've got a good score here. And then the other side, I like to go in about 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch. And this is just for reinforcements because, your papers are pretty thin. If you have scrapbook paper that you're using, a thicker one, you don't have to do this. But if you have thinner paper or older paper, you're going to want to fold this down just to give it a little stability. So right here, I'm going to go 1/2 inch. And I'm going to score down this. And you don't have to even use that. You can do it by hand. If I do it by hand, it never turns out straight. And so I have to fool with it for a while. So I know y'all probably didn't want to watch me do that. Okay, this is for a golden book. So what I have is my book. And so whatever book you have, just make sure it's not going to be too tall or too long on here. Oh, first let me do this. That reinforcement, let's go ahead and glue this down and get that out of the way, okay? We're just going to put a little glue on that one that is about 1/2 inch. Right there. Okay, go down. All right. So we're going to have that all done first. And then what we're going to do here is I'm going to fold this. And some people I've seen on a video, they like to go all the way up to the hinge and make that pocket. But, and that's okay. I just like to have a little bit extra room to make sure it's not so close. Oh, I did have, oh shoot. I made one that way. What did I do with that? I didn't like it, so there's no telling where it's at. But I just wanted to show you what it was like. But I like to have that little bit of space, and it's probably between 1 inch and 1.5 inch space. And that way, I don't have to worry about, when I pull out that it's too close to something else, that I've got that little space in there. But, oh, shoot. I do not know what I did with it, but let me see if I can find it real fast, because you might want to look at it, okay? Hold on 1 second. And let me pause this. Well, that didn't pause. Okay, I found it. I put it or left it in my journal because I wanted to show you. What would happen on there. I mean, it is nothing, but if you were to put it on a page like this, right here, and glue it down, and then the edge would be just right here and right there. And I just like it to where it has a little bit more room. So that you can just pull everything in and out a little bit easier. So yeah, that's why I made this other one. I found out real fast that rag paper and the sewing machine does not work out very well. So I ended up having to take all my thread out and put in rickrack. And so anyway, this is what it turned out like. Little pocket on the side, and there's your little hinge. So this is using rag paper that's really, really good paper. As probably a lot of you know. So you can be done with that where it won't crack with the rag paper. So getting back to this, I'm going to go ahead and bring it in. Glasses back on. And I'm going to bring it out just a tiny bit. Okay, there's just about an inch there, a little over an inch. And then I want to cut this off too, because it's going to be too large, of course, for my book. So I really do like around that height right there. So I am going to do that. Let's see. All right. Okay, just somewhere around there will be perfect. Okay. Okay, right now, if you wanted to, you could go ahead and put your notch here, if you want to put a notch. So, or you can go ahead and put down some scrapbooking paper. But let's see, what I think I'll do is I'll go ahead and put the scrapbook paper down first. And I'll show you the little things I'm going to use. These are from greeting cards. And I'm going to have on the front the little husband and wife rabbit. And then on the back this other little rabbit. So I try to get a color. And it's pretty much, it looks real good with the ears. So I'm going to get my pencil. And I'm going to mark this. And I'm just going to leave a little bit of a border around just so it'll look a little bit framed. Okay, just going to cut that up. Okay. Oh, come on, don't move. I'm used to standing up doing this. It feels funny sitting down. Now, if you want to, on this, you can tear the paper to give it a little different look. Oh, golly. Now, I'm going to stand up. That does not look quite straight, does it? Something is a little off. Okay. That's what happens. Make sure everything else looks good here. Looks pretty good that direction. Probably take a little bit off. Okay. All right, I'm happy with that. I'm gonna go ahead and stand up and do this. You can tear these pages if you want to, or you can get your scissors that have little scallops or little zigzags or anything like that to make it real cute. And I'm going to get this out. Oops. You can use any glue you want. This won't leave any lines, so it's sometimes that art glitter glue, you can see the little lines on the other side. Let's see. And just press down, get it all down. Okay. Go ahead and get my bone folder and get it down a little bit better. Okay, now for the cutesy rabbits. Too cute. And if you want to sew around it, go ahead and sew around it now. And this is something that I was planning on doing, just putting a couple tickets and this little cute heart. Really nothing to that. If you want to add ribbon or rickrack or just leave it plain, you can do that, or just sew right down here to give it a little bit of personality. Like I said, I'm not going to sew on this one, but definitely if you're going to sew, I would go ahead and get the pocket. If you're going to put a pocket, put it on back so you'll have it on there and it'll be sewn down nice and tight. But I am going to play with the rabbits here and get these glued down. You got to be careful since it's old. You don't want it to tear, but we've all probably had those catastrophes one time or another. Okay. And I'm going to put it a little bit towards the bottom. Just make sure their bodies are all in here. Boy, I barely made that big enough, didn't I? Okay. And then for the tickets, do I like it that way better? Oh. Maybe I want the blue on top and then this. And you can have fun with it and hang it off. It doesn't have to be all on there. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to get my art glitter glue out on these. These are a little thicker. Okay, I think that'll look great. You see a little postcard on there, so these are nice and thick. And I'll put this up at the corner. Be good to turn it over and get any glue that's on the other side. Oh, I don't know if I want to put a little notch on him. I might be taking off part of the ear. Let me look. I might just leave them plain. Let's see. Oh, I can put a little one in there. That won't hurt. Okay, just center it. Measure it if you want to, or just center it the best you can. And then I'm going to turn it over and make a pocket. And I thought I'd just use the same paper so it'll all look good together. Okay. Let's see how big we want it. Oh, you know what I was going to do on this one? Since this one is really tall, I was going to put the pocket going vertical instead of horizontal and just change it up a little bit. How about that? Let's do that. Glad I thought about that. Of course, I would have realized it as soon as I tried to glue him down, but I just wanted to use him really bad. Let's see. Make sure we have plenty of room for him. So let's go right there. We'll just cut it down if we need more. Okay. Stand up. Alrighty. Let's see how we're going to look here. Are we there? Right? Nope. A little bit more off. Okay, right there. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and put the notch on there. Okay. Let's see, I'll get that glued down. Oh shoot, you know what I did? Did I forget and do that? Yeah, that's why it was too long. Why didn't y'all tell me to stop? Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. Let's do another one. I've been making them horizontal and I forgot that quickly. Okay. All right, let's try that again. And y'all guys, tell me when I'm doing something wrong. I want to hear y'all scream out. Okay. And I know y'all all thought I was so perfect. Oh my gosh. Just kidding. Oh, thank goodness about scrapbooking and junk journaling. You can always fix anything, and it's only paper. There's only paper. Okie dokie. Now let's make the notch. Let me get that out of the way so I won't glue anything to it. Okay, let's see here. Okay. Oh, you're so cute. Yes, you are. Do I want you in the middle? I don't know. Should I put them at the bottom and put something up at the top? Well, I don't know what to do. I didn't think about that. I will probably end up putting some rickrack or something down here. I'll do that and have them stand on something. I think I'll do that. Yeah, because it's uneven there. Okay. Just going to smooth it down so you won't see the lines on down there and put him up here. Look at his little tail. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I bet I have some rickrack that will be that color, and I'll put probably 2 rows, something like that down there. I think that'd look really cute. Let's see. I'm going to put my little clamps on here, and I'm going to go look for some rickrack and see if I have something that matches. I'll be back in just a second. Okay, I found 2 different kinds, but I think I like the vintage better. I did have this thicker one, but it's so big that I don't think it looks quite right. So let's put this down. You should be using my Fabri-Tac glue. See how this works. What do you think? I think it turned out fine, and they're so cute there. And then you're just going to get your glue. Let's see, we're going to go down this. And the top. And just press down real good. And I'm going to get my clips out again. Okay, and we'll set it along here and let it dry. And again, you can put, rickrack down here if you want to. But we will put this up here. And the next one I'm going to show you is the pocket that is up on top. Okay, and this one I'm using a music page. I went ahead and cut it out because you don't need to see everything again. But what I did here is I did the hinge at the 3/4 of an inch. And even though this is going to be at the top of the page, the pocket, I went ahead and made one on the side, and I'll show you why, okay? But I went down about 3/4 of an inch also for the reinforcement. And I went ahead on this one, and you don't have to do this, but this is to make the pocket a little bit larger. It'll be kind of like a gusset. And so what I'll be doing is putting the glue on top, and when I fold over, the pocket won't be so tight. It'll have a little bit of a space there. So the first thing we'll do here, again, is to glue down the reinforcement. What did I put that on there for? Oh my goodness. And if you make really large notches, you might want to make make your little reinforcement a little bit deeper. So that won't hang. I'm gonna, let's see, I'm gonna do that a little bit. In fact, I could probably cut that out, couldn't I? Let's do that. I'm just gonna cut this out so it won't be any bulk right there. Almost got it. Here we go. Okay. Okay, and that'll be our hinge right here. And so this one with the one on top, you do go all the way to the hinge, okay? Just line it up right there. There you go. I can still see a little bit of paper, so I'm going to cut that out a little bit better, okay? Now this is still a little bit wet, so hopefully this will cut out okay. We'll go ahead and get the notch in there so I don't forget and do anything upside down. Haha. Okay, let's see. Hopefully it'll cut out okay. Yay, it did. Okay, no problems there. Okay, and on this one, I was going to do something a little bit different. I'm still using some cards that were fussy cut out. I had scrapbook paper, so again, I went ahead and cut it down so you didn't have to watch me do that. And I just used a scalloped edge scissors. And then I'm just going to glue it down here, okay? I'll get my glue stick out again, and let's do this. Oh, I forgot to ask how everyone was doing today. Hope everybody's good and the weather's good. Hopefully everybody got out today or yesterday. It's pretty here today. Yesterday was kind of humid, no fun. But today is really pretty. Okay, I'm going to stand up so I can see a little bit better. Okay, and I cut it with a little room to make a pretty border so you can still see the music page. Oh shoot, hold on. Wow, I'm just batting 1,000 today, aren't I, on mistakes? But hey, I caught it. It's better than noticing it days later. Like, oh, surprise, surprise, my cherries are upside down here. Okay. It's a little soggy from the glue. Here we go. Come on, go down good. All right. I think that is going to work. Let's smooth it down and get the edges down. And I'm going to get my Fabri-Tac glue out for this. And I cut this down to earlier. Okay. All right. Let's get this down. Uh-oh. I bought new glue. I thought I took the lid off. Oh, the plastic's still on there though. Let's see. Okay. All right. Okay. Take it a little bit off the edge there. and get my fabric scissors and cut that off. There we go. Okay, let's see. I found this. It says a notary public on here from Jackson County, Missouri. So this is old, but I thought it would look real good up here on the corner. Let's do that. Okay, let's turn this over. Get my glue stick out again. Okay. I like it sticking up a little bit, not just perfect on the page. Okay. There he is. I'm going to bring him off a little bit so he won't be so lumpy. Isn't he cute? Okay. And here we go. That was pretty easy. Okay. On the back side, the other part of the card was a bear on a bicycle. I'm going to turn that over, and I'm just going to put a little pocket on here. Let me put that hinge down so I can see the lines here. And I just did a scalloped edges here, and I'm just going to glue this on to the scrapbook paper. Okay, got a little border top and bottom. So your music paper is pretty much the same color, so you want to get a little pop of color in there. Okay, I'm going to put that rickrack down. I'm going to use my Fabri-Tac glue on here. Let me go just try to center it up a little bit. Got a little bit of that glue up. Okay. All right, that looks pretty centered. My fingers are coated with glue. Okay, and I found this little bit of cherries, and I lined it with scrapbook paper so that you could see it a little bit better. Make sure I have it the right side up. I think that's going to look really, really cute on there. So I'll put this all the way down. And that fabric tack should keep it on here pretty well. Okay. Okay, now I am going to put this on the paper. And I don't think I'm going to put a notch on here because I don't want it getting too close to those cherries. Get my art glitter glue again. Okay, down we go. Okay, I'm just going to put him right up here, and I think that'll be perfect. I'm going to use my glue stick again with this. And put him on the side. That way he's speaking out that way towards something and not speaking into the edge of the paper. So I like the way that looks. Okay, then what we'll do now is glue it. Remember the pocket's at the top, so don't glue it there. And what we're going to do is come to the bottom here. And then that place that I told you to fold, I'm going to put it on top of here. Okay, get the top here. There we go. Let me see if that gives it a little bit more space because of that little fold or gusset right there. So this one is done, and all you'll do is get a tag. This is something I made a while back. Thought the colors looked great and the size was pretty good, so I thought I'd just stick that in here so you could see what it looked like. And there you go. What do y'all think? I think it's pretty easy, pretty fast. You could probably do a lot of mass making on this. Let me move this around and I'll get them all out. Okay, I think the rabbits are probably dry now. And there's your pocket here on the side. And then your other pocket here. I think I would probably put, well, it depends what you put on the pocket. If you have something big in the pocket, you won't need to put anything right here. But since it is plain, you might put something there. So just whatever you want to do on there too. I know I always say that, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to do. But it is whatever you want to do. So let's see. We'll just get them all out here so you can see what it all looks like. Okay, here's my new ones right here. And here are the ones I did yesterday. Okay, my unfavorite one up there. You know, when you look at something and you keep on trying to repair it, you know, it drives you nuts. But yeah, the sewing, I did the zigzag stitch, and you could see where it pulled a little bit. The tension was a little bit too tight for that paper, I believe. Okay, maybe I'll do that. And put you right there, so maybe you can see everything. But you can see all the little hinges here. And just remember how you want to put this in here. Let's see. You can put it this way. Or you can just put it on the page anywhere you want to. You don't have to put it on the edge. So let's see if I have any larger pages. Well, they're decorated on. See, if you wanted to put something like this, you could just put it anywhere on the page. And just get you some glue or washi tape. And then you've got a little flip, because everybody loves interactive pages. And I know I do, so I think you probably do too. So you can put it on the inside here, or you can just put it anywhere on here. And you can put it top, middle, bottom on that. So very cute, I think, and very, very easy. We all need a couple of easy projects here and there, because, you know, we got some hard ones, so it helps to have these easy ones. And then when you put little ephemera on top and in the pockets, it just turns out so cute with, you know, little effort. So here you go, guys. I hope everybody enjoys the rest of their Sunday, and I hope you'll try this. Let me know if you have any questions, and if you like this, please like and subscribe. Y'all have a good rest of the day. Thanks. Bye-bye.